they were finding that the Berber tribesmen were getting sick with malaria. And so a woman named Baktu, her name was Baktu, she was a client of Tuareg, and she dug a well, and she made a city about 18 kilometers north of the Niger River. So it's in the desert, but it's close enough to the river, you can get the canoes and you can do the business. And so in Tamashat, which is the language of the Tuareg, they say King Baktu. That means the well of Baktu. So this city was established by a woman. Afterwards, the merchants then established it, brought the gold, built cities. Great scholars came in from the different African nations and from the Arabs and Berbers across the desert. And it became not only a city of gold and wealth, it became a city of the scholars. Until it reached the point where the whole city was littered. Every man, woman, and child could read Arabic. And they say Timbuktu was one of the only cities in the world where for 400 years nobody was worshipped except Allah. Nobody. It was 100% Muslim town. And they developed the University of Sankore in the 16th century. Sankore University had 25,000 students. This is an amazing find because they've totally taken this out of history. 25,000 students. And they were writing Arabic. They were great scholars. They were studying astronomy, medicine, geography, all types of subjects as well as Islamic studies. They were specialists in fiqh. They were Maliki scholars. They were specialists in fiqh. That was really their high point. And some of them would travel to Azhar University and other places, Qarawiyyin in Morocco. They were connected to the university by the trade routes. So this was the great university in the south of Timbuktu. And but later on, when the trade came by the ocean, then the trade in the desert went down. Because if you could go by the sea, why do you cross the desert? So then Timbuktu lost its wealth. The scholars stayed for a period of time. It was eventually conquered by the French. And so now they are finding thousands of books in Timbuktu, written in Arabic, which are hidden under the ground. And it's coming up to the surface, great information by the scholars, and this we recognize now is one of the famous cities of Islam, not as it used to be. When I grew up, they say, you go to Timbuktu, you lost. Oh, go to Timbuktu. That means the furthest place in space that you're totally lost. Right? But it wasn't being lost. It was actually a city of knowledge and of greatness.
First of all, I'd like to thank you very much for coming all the way and very interesting lecture. Especially, I went through the history of Angara, I just want curiosity. When Muslims were driving away, today, in fact, as they were driving away, Christianity, no Muslims practice Islam. What Muslims in North Africa, in Saudi Arabia, in other places, they don't go to help at all. Why? Why is so? In fact, Jewish people who are they migrated to the United States, and they are doing very well. In fact, there was officials of the Muslim authorities and leaders. So somehow, those who are Muslims, either real estate, some of them migrated to North Africa, only a small number. But this was done to be combined.
Well, actually, again, this is where division came. And people were more concerned about themselves. And we were divided. Once we become divided like this, then we become. So we were divided. And even in the case they say the Ottomans could have come to their assistance. But they were too busy in Eastern Europe in their own struggles. And they left Muslims there and Jerusalem. So they had to escape into North Africa. The North Africans were not strong enough at that time to really have gone across the Pacific at that point. So, but what the North Africans did do is that they gave them a home. So they would integrate them into their homes, into their cities, and they became a very strong part of North African society. But that was the best they could do at that point, because they were no longer in a state of strength. The strength of Islam was the Ottomans in Istanbul at that time. They were busy in Russia and Eastern Europe and other parts. They left. They thought it was too far out, so they left. This is a nation. Anywhere a believer is suffering, we should all feel the pain of that.
My question is, where do you get the name the Moorish Empire from?
Yeah, Moors really is Moors. It means really, but in Spanish, like a person of color. That's all it really means, person of color. So it has nothing to do with any their religion or their language or ethnic anything. It doesn't say they're colored person. So they say Othello and change. So this is all really good.
Another question is, can the same, the way the Moorish Empire rise and fall, can you apply to the empire in the Mughal Empire in India?
It can to a certain extent. It's not as clear, because the Mughal Empire at its height was not on the level that the Muslims were in Spain. I mean, they were strong, but Akbar and his leaders, they had some problems. With their religious conflicts, right? They had some problems. They were mixing up Hindu and Islam and things, Akbar, right? And the things that were happening. You have to already and some very strong rulers. The Mughal rulers who were great rulers. And it's not as clear as it is. Maybe you could look at the Abbasids in Baghdad. They became weak and divided, and then the Mongols conquered. So you can see that's fairly clear.
The question is that there's not scholars from Andalusia itself, like Ibn Sina, Rose, and Ibn Arabi, but all their works and all the materials, we can't find them all in the mainstream today. Like, it hasn't been translated, has there been any changes to it?
Okay, what actually happened was during the so-called Renaissance in Europe, what actually happened was they were translating books from Arabic. And they translated the text. And then they put it in their own language and they took credit for it. And they didn't say who actually found it. Isaac Newton is sitting under a tree, Isaac Newton, and the apple hit him in his head. And he said he found it gravity. He said it's gravity. Probably what happened was the apple hit him in his head and he turned to the book in Arabic on gravity. Right, and then he said, oh yeah, gravity. He found out in Arabic, because he studied Arabic. Okay? But they tell you the apple hit him in his head and suddenly he discovered gravity. Muslims already knew about gravity. And they wrote it down in their books. So many things like this, they cut out the roots of the knowledge. And they even changed the name of some of the great scholars, so you wouldn't recognize the name. Like Ibn Sina, they said Aben Sina. They said Ibn Rushd, Aberos. So they changed the name, so you don't even notice that it's the Arabic name. Okay, and so this is what they did. They wrote us out of history. They took the credit for it. So we don't know the roots of these things. You study chemistry and you say, oh, this is a great European science. Chemistry is from alchemia. This is an Arabic word, alchemy, alchemia. It's Arabic. And there's so many words like it, so many roots of the sciences we're studying that actually comes from us. But this is a dangerous thing that the historians did. They wiped us out of history in order to develop a low self-esteem in ourselves. So we would be ashamed of ourselves, right? And then want to be like somebody else. So this is what they did for Muslims, also other people in the third world. And the Spanish was the worst. They would come in the city when they conquer you, they'd take every single book and put it in the middle and burn it. So you have no books left. This is what they would do. So you wipe out the history of the people. You are wiping out their memories. It's the memory of themselves. They don't even know who they are. So this was a dangerous thing that the colonialism did. Now they're even discussing, the Egyptians are discussing some of their artifacts in London.